What's going on, guys? This is Bossrosslp, and welcome to another update video in the car. Woohoo! Woohoo! Doing that like fucking pigeon thing from One Piece. Speaking of which, Super, if you're wondering where I am updated on the One Piece, I am pretty much done with Eni's lobby. I think I'm pretty close. At least I think I'm pretty close. I got Robin back. There's a shirtless guy over there. You know, that fits, because in the actual anime, there is a shirtless Lucy. Like, that's the pigeon guy. He just randomly takes off his shirt for some reason. I don't know why. He was like, oh, guys, you gotta identify him. That's Lucy. And it was only identifiable by the one Admiral guy. When Lucy took off his shirt, clearly that is the identification you need to make. Not him in his suit or with his pigeon. No, it's when he takes his shirt off that he's never done before. But I digress. Blech. So today is the 20th of June, 2017. And we are looking at the next today and tomorrow will be my final 2 days of college for the summer. I will have online courses to take, but I do believe those will be the final 2 days. I actually think I'm off on Thursday. I'm 80% sure. I'm definitely going to figure it out today. But I'm pretty much certain that I am done school, which is cool. It means that I'm going to have a lot more time to do some of the things I've been meaning to do. Summer's here. Summer's in full swing. I pretty much went wearing no shirt today when I woke up. I'm like, alright, I'm not going to wear a shirt until I leave, because I don't want to sweat all over it. And it's here. It's summer. Alright. Blue sky. Electric Light Orchestra, Blue Sky. Yeah. It's not fun. Personally, I'm already missing like fall and spring, but at the same time, it's not too bad. I have a little bit of hot weather for a little while. I can chill with it. This is the time of the year when the basement gets to be the best, because at this time of the year, the basement is cold and it is beautiful. I mean, the basement in the winter gets the heater, which nullifies a lot of the cold, but at the same time, I could just be upstairs and it's fine. Really, this is the time of the year in which the basement is just prime. But enough about prime, because we're going to be talking about Metroid. No, I'm not actually playing a Metroid game. But what to update on? Well, the Let's Plays have certainly slowed down, or should I say, they've stopped entirely. So there's really nothing much to say about that. Like I said, I focused on school since I go 4 days a week, and it pretty much takes up the whole day, and then I still have work. So, haven't exactly had that ton of time to record, plus I've been focusing on other things, which I'm going to be getting into. So, really what I'm doing with that is it's going to be on hold until I'm officially done. Then, like this Thursday when I'm free, I'm probably going to record some stuff, because I want to get done Phoenix Wright. I want to make sure that that's knocked out. Other than that, I've been doing Yoshi's Island with Ian. That's been going pretty good. We did the first world. Have not had a chance to record since. Ian made the funny comment. He was like, oh, Ross, we're going to have more time to record now. I work nights now. I'm like, Ian, you know I work nights. I've been working nights too, right? This is like, well, now it's even more conflicting. Well, sort of. If he works a night that I don't work, because like I don't always work nights. I work Friday, the afternoon to late afternoon, I suppose. So I'll be home in time to record. And all the other nights I close. And that's probably going to change maybe when school ends, but probably not that much. Which would be nice if it just doesn't change. Maybe I'll just pretend like I still have school for another week. Though I think I've already gloated about it. Which is kind of pointless for me to gloat about it, considering that the fact I had summer school, I've already effectively gone longer than pretty much everyone else in the store, except for one kid who goes to a trade high school. He went about the exact same number of days I went, but that's kind of beside the point. Also, the air is blowing into my eyes. Yeah, when I do these recordings, I can't have the window open, otherwise you get to hear the melodic sounds of the tempest blazing through the window. So I'm just going to have to use air, and when it's blowing in my face like this, it's hard to concentrate, so I'm turning down the air a little bit. What else can I really talk about other than the Let's Plays? Because again, Yoshi's Island, Fallout New Vegas has taken a break. I'm going to be doing the We Would Like the Summer, so that's pretty much that. We Would Like the Summer is going to be taking up a good portion of the Let's Plays I do after Phoenix Wright. I'm not sure which one to start with. I'm a bit on the fence. Like, I know I want to do The Last Story. That one's a guarantee. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing Fragile Dreams, Farewell Ruins of the Moon, or it's Forgotten Dreams, Farewell Ruins of the Moon, or it's Fucking Hell, This Title's a Piece of Shit Moon. I don't know I don't know if I'm going to do that, but it's another game I've recorded, or played before, I mean. So it wouldn't be a blind Let's Play, so I could guarantee there will be some quality behind it. Or at least I can hope there will be some quality behind it. Not with Barack or Pandora's Tower. Those two are a bit more up in the air since they're totally blind. It would be nice to do all four, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time to do all four. Especially considering I've been doing a lot more recording with Zuper, as is usually the trend when it comes to the summer. Speaking of which, let's talk about the summer days and what they've been up to. So, the Minecraft server is officially dead, or at least I feel like it's officially dead at this point. You reach a point with Minecraft where you've done custom shit enough, and you just sort of get bored of it, or at least we do. Maybe some people don't, I don't know, we got bored of it pretty fast. Because you get either overpowered and you can just walk around the server doing whatever the hell you want, or you reach a point where you have to do so much grinding for a particular task that's ultimately not going to be worth it in the end. When there was stupid stuff like the Zoot Suit, ultimate overpowered superhero suits that you could dick around with, I don't know, there was just more fun to be had. I don't know, Zuper found a way to have more fun with that, since I was a very slow, meticulous worker on getting the Batman Beyond suit. Meanwhile, he gets the Spectre Deflector suit for dirt cheap, and pretty much trolls around 95% of the playthrough in it, which was complete fun to deal with. I mean, he either used it for the pop-it shit, or he just used it to troll Jaden. Either or. But again, that is besides the point. So, the server is pretty much dead, so we've been doing other things. Orcs Must Die Unchained is also sort of dead, because we've reached the point in the game where we've hit Rift Lord, and the difficulty curve for Rift Lord from the end of Master is a bit obscene. That's the best way I can describe it. You pretty much have to do a lot of dailies and a lot of skirmish, a lot of just work on your own in order to get to the point where you're able to handle the stuff that comes through on Rift Lord. It's not so much a fact that we can't handle the levels. The very first levels is the baths. It has one door. It's not difficult. The problem is you can't deal damage fast enough. Even if you Z-wave everything, we still cannot get the time requirement. Not even close, because we can't kill things fast enough. We don't have traps that can kill things fast enough. It's annoying. You can get like 1 or 2 stars on it, because they're just going to beat the shit out of you and eventually break through. It gets easier the further you go, but again, that's just the baths. All the other maps have plenty of doors to deal with, And that means we have to spread our firepower, and that means we have to spread our dicks against the wall as they just walk all on top of us. It's fucking hard, man. So we have to sort of do our dailies, and Zuper, I don't know if he's still keeping up with that. I think he is. I'm keeping up with it, at least. So that's a thing, at least. I still have episodes to upload with that, but again, they're large episodes that take a while to upload, so I'm not 100% on board. It's not top of the to-do list, but it's in there. There are definitely some episodes to be thrown out. So, other things we've been doing is 100% orange juice. Zuper's trying to unlock Aru as we speak. I don't know if he already has. He probably already has. He said she was in the shop. I don't know if he gave me an update on that, but yeah, Aru was the one character we had no idea how the fuck to unlock. Like, even Tomato, or whatever the hell, Tomato, that bitch. We had a pretty good idea of how to unlock her. You just have to, like, beat all the campaigns, like the main ones, Kai, Suguri, QP, and Mark. I believe if you beat all 4, then you get her. Aru, I have no idea. I think it's like you have to do QP's variant of the shittiest level in the universe, and then you also have to do Mark's level of the shittiest level in the universe. So, I already dealt with Mark's, and it seems like Zuper's already dealt with QP's, but he played Filthy Casual mode, or Original mode, I can't remember. I was, meanwhile, playing Expert, and it was Expert horseshit. I think if I do go back, I think on principle alone, I'm going to have to record and do Expert QP. I mean, it's just, it'd be wrong if I didn't. Also, gas has gone down to 221, get wrecked. It was 223 a couple days ago when I got gas, so hey, we are still decreasing, and it's summer. That's not how it's supposed to work, I thought. Well, actually, I suppose it sort of decreases at the start of summer, then it hits July, and then it starts increasing again. At least, I don't know, that's what I've noticed. Maybe I'm completely wrong. It's been a while since it's been summer. Also, I'm just going to stop in, get some food real fast. So, as usual with these, I will be back and get some food. Alright, I'm back. Where was I? I said something along the lines of 100% orange juice, that's right. So yeah, I probably would, on principle alone, go back and do 100% you're fucked QP mode. I forget what I called it. I think I called it 100% bullshit. Something like that. Because that's what the game really is called when you throw on expert mode. Or if you play Starbreaker, that's what me and Zuper have figured out. She gets the absolute worst dog shit luck whenever you play as her. Or she gets the absolute fucking godly plays whenever the computer plays as her. Usually. I don't know, Zuper got pretty lucky with the one game. Mostly because I got pretty unlucky near the end of that game. I pretty much had God tier luck as Pete, and that is the only way to win with Pete, in my opinion, because he does not have the HP in order to win without some pretty sweet luck. But, enough about that. 100% orange juice is its own thing. We, of course, need to talk about the big elephant in the room, which is Urealms. And Urealms has been seeing quite a bit of play lately, mostly due to the fact that Season 3 is now out for the official series. Again, I don't really understand what the difference is between the seasons, other than the mechanics changing. I know Season 2 added the shield. Season 3 seems to add just fucking everything. In fact, it removed the shield, ironically, and it added a bunch of other nonsense that is a little bit crazy. But it's pretty fun, because it added a fuckload of new cards, changed a lot of the damage mechanics, a lot of cards, fixed some, broke some others. Specifically, it broke the Bard, I feel, because, well, sort of. The Bard got the backpack, which is explicitly a necessary pick. You pretty much just... You pick the backpack, and you get a bunch of free shit for it. And if you don't get free shit, you get free gold. Then you can replace the backpack with another item. It's nonsense. Munch, munch, munch. Yum. Okay. But the reason we knew about this bard nonsense was because we had someone who played the bard, who is not me, who is not Zuper, and who is not Jaden. For we have two new people to the Urealms forefront, and that is one Sam and Ethan. Cookies and Milk, who is Ethan, and Philanthropist, I think is his name. Or, well, I know it's like a pun on philanthropist, but it's like, I forget what it is. It's like philanthrop. It's Sam. Just Sam and Ethan. That's how I refer to them. So Sam and Ethan were both discovered by Jaden through the forums of Urealms, and they participated in a recent campaign we did, which was interesting, to say the least. Sam went with a Pork Brothers combo, and Ethan went with a bard who I forget what his class was, or not class. I forget what his race was. He played Reinhardt, essentially, which was pretty funny, because he actually was able to charge through the wall like Reinhardt. Completely broke through Zuper's campaign multiple times in that campaign. We broke through quite a lot. I got the chance to light everything on fire, because I'm a good old fire dancer with no arms. Like, there was fun times to be had. Of course, you guys aren't going to get to see this, because this is going to be far and away in the future when I actually upload this. Zuper's already seen it, so he knows what I'm talking about. But that is what we've been doing. We're also working on another campaign in which we all conjoin into each other, which is certainly looking up to be a very weird, frustrating, and fun campaign at the same time, because we're all going to have to work together to control the same necessarily moronic creature that we've become, like the ultimate Valkyrie moron that we are. Like, my character's a delinquent, so I'm very good at killing myself. Jaden's character is a klutz, so he's going to have to multi-death roll, which is going to be just wonderful. Zuper's character is a hippie for some reason, but he's also a mercenary, and he's also like a death walker. It's just complete fucking nonsense. So he's like all about the earth and the living, but he's dead. So, or ageless at least. It's very odd. He's gonna have to have some fun with that RP. I think this campaign's gonna be very low RP. So I don't know what's up with that. And as for Sam, well, to be fair, most of us at this point sort of built our characters around this idea. I was building my character a little before this idea popped up, because Jaden basically drew some legendary spell scrolls to allow us all to merge together. So before that actually happened, I was already building the character. Zuper was sort of lazing about because he didn't know if we wanted to join the campaign or not. And it ultimately turned out to be this. And then everyone else just started building their character around just buffing the shit out of this monstrosity that it became. Like, just affording and buying everything specifically for the sole purpose that they would have to merge together. And I already had a character that could service, so I became the vessel for the final transformation. So essentially, it's going to look like my character, the ultimate Valkyrie, or at least it's going to have more than the rest of my physical characteristics. Probably not how I act, because if it's how my character acts, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Because my character is a bit of a douchebag this week. Yeah, for once I'm going to be playing a character who's intentionally a villain. Which will be interesting, because all the other characters, even when I said they were going to be kind of rude, they haven't turned out that way. Like, later I'm like, this guy's going to be a bit snooty. He didn't turn out that snooty. Well, he was a little bit in the first part. Who else is going to be rude? My favorite example, though, of a person who was very rude, even though, or not rude at all, even though he was supposed to be, That's my man Zephiel. Zephiel was not rude in the slightest. Like, he tried to be edgy and, like, on the fence. I was going to be, like, tongue-in-cheek about it, give him a little bit of an arc. But no, he was not edgy at all. Because the fucking edge on Jaden's character, at least in that campaign, was particularly annoying to deal with. Because I also had to deal with the fact that that Garrett came back. And my character just naturally sort of adapted into this position, like, well, I can't be edgy around these people, because Jaden's already, like, taking the full edge. So he's, like, sitting over here trying to pose as an edgelord, and then he's just like, no, it's not working, abort. And also Apache Kelly Hopper gave him a little bit of leeway to not be an edgelord. Those two hit it off pretty well. Apache is a real man. He's definitely top 3, I would say, in 4th characters that have not been played by a character. So, like, I guess you could technically say Shake and Bacon was the first example, but I don't count him. The first example is Play with Fire Guy 2. Sarakuna in the 4th. The 5th, I forget. The 5th character was actually... who was it? Okay. So I played Oracle. Jaden played the one elf. Or no, he played the gunslinger. Zuper played the guy riding the bull. Oh, maybe the bull was the 4th character and Zuper just rode him around. That might have been what happened. No. The 4th character was my love interest. That's right. I forgot he was the 4th character. Yeah, he was pretty fun. However, I would say that Seductor Forlorn was the better of the two. I personally really liked Seductor Forlorn, Sophunctor Forlorn, Seductor Forlorn, Segemlicker Forlorn, or Sir Gem Forlorn, something like that. And there was also the Subbear Forlorn, or whatever the hell the High Bear variant of him was. That was a very weird campaign for Seductor. But I will not spoil why, in case anyone's actually watching this that watches Urealms that also isn't Zuper, which is a very small percentage, or at the most 50%, because there'd be like 2 people who watch this, one who is Zuper and one who isn't Zuper, and you have about, I don't know, what do you think your chances of watching this and actually watching the Urealms campaign are? Probably pretty small, but maybe from some far distant future you're watching this, and I would have spoiled the campaign for you. And that's no fun. But, yeah, who did 6 got, Jonathina. Jonathina was a pretty funny character, sort of. Didn't get as much personality. Sort of like how, Yuri didn't get as much personality in that campaign. Mostly because I was campaigning it. But, then 7 rolls along, and we get Apache Kelly Hopper, who is an absolute boss, by the way. Sacrifices himself for the good of the community. Gets, I believe, destroyed by a pyroblast. I think that's what knocks him out. Spoilers. But 8, we had nobody, actually. I think... Oh, no. We had the return of a character. A specific character who I know. We had a return of a character we've seen in Campaign 1. Then Campaign 9, we had... I think Campaign 9 was when we sort of ditched the 4th character. Like, I know there was one campaign where Zuber's just like, no, we're not having a 4th character. Something like that. I remember that being a thing. But Jaden's the one who GM'd 9, so I don't remember. Because 9 was, no. Zuper was the violinist. I was, of course, lovely Natalie. Jaden was the furry dinosaur thing, which is ironic because it didn't have any fur. And I don't remember, actually, who the 4th character was. See, they weren't that consequential to the plot. I think there was a fourth character. I just don't remember who it was. Maybe if I eat a Pringle, it'll help me remember. That's how it works, right? Pringles are good for memory. Confirmed. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Come on. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. Oh, here it is, guys. Are you ready for this? The Pringle is working its way into my stomach, which is also, in fact, where my brain is. So just watch. It's going to give me the brain processing power to remember who the fourth character was in Campaign 9. And the answer to that question is I don't think there was a fourth character. I don't know. I don't think there was a fourth character. I had a harpy. Does that count as the fourth character? No. Only purpose was carrying around the fucking dragon egg, which was completely worthless, I might add. I don't know if the thing was ever supposed to hatch or if it ever will hatch. I'm just waiting for the day in which he's like, alright, roll for it. 1. Ah, sorry, Ross, stillborn egg. Sorry. Too bad. I'm like, oh, well, that's okay. That's just fine. Cool. But that is pretty much that. And then there was Campaign 10. And of course I remember who all the characters were in that. Let's do the whole roll call. Let's see if I remember all the names. Because, you know, that's a good way to spend an update video, right? So we had my character, of course, and my other sister character. So we had Paula and Ubel Rayjack, the twins, at their young, cute age of like 12. I don't remember how old they were. I think they were 12. Maybe 11, 12. Like, they were pretty young. They acted pretty mature, though. And by mature, I mean immature. I think I still have the one guy's pair of pants, but yeah. Then there was Estelini Fagaccini. That was the fourth character in that one. Then Jaden's character, Zendrick Mirifer, I think was yeah, I think that's Zendrick. And Zuper had, see, Zuper's character never used her name too often. It was, Alright, Zuper's character was going to be the hard one, I knew. I'll come back to Zuper's character. So, of course, you have the camp counselors. You have, Olga, Olga's a different one. You have, of course, our Lord and Savior, the big brawny man himself, Nigel Nevergrown. Then you have, some old, like the old age lady. I know it was a pun off, like, her old age. It wasn't Olga. Olga Olfactory was the one goblin, or not goblin, the only goblin that we had, which was pretty funny that she was the only one. But hey, it's hard to find goblin tiles, especially kid goblin tiles. Actually, you know, it's not that hard. Yeah, I would say it's not that difficult. I don't know. So, Old Age was her technical name. Chester, Molester, Polyester. Yeah, Chester Polyester. He was pretty fun. Then there was Cheston Polyester. Cheston was the best twist, and I will hold that award until Zuper has an even better twist than mine, and we're gonna have to have like one-up twisting wars. It's gonna be disgusting how stupid our twists get near the end of this. But there's a bit of a twist coming in Campaign 12, so that'll be cool to see. Zuper looked at it and he's like, "Oh, Ross, that's pretty edgy." I'm like, no, Zuper, that's not edgy, because my character's not actually going for power. Technically, I mean, yeah, he's an edgy fuck, but he's not edgy in the same right as, like, all of Jaden's edgy characters. Okay, but enough about Cheston. I know you get to the actual kids themselves. Oh god, if I could remember them all by squad name, that'd be impressive. So, ours was Squad 1, I think. Squad 2 was, the yokel characters. So you had, Benny, you had, Violent Violet, you had, Peter Plays a Girl, who is Jaden's absolute favorite, And there was the other guy who was not the stable hand. Benny wasn't stable hand. There was well, I know him by last name, stable hand, at least. Terry, maybe? Something like that. Then you get to Squad 3, which I think was U-Bell's squad. So you had U-Bell, you had Ramona, Ramona Rally Tie was in a different one. You had, God, this is actually harder than I thought it would be. I remember all their names when I can look at them, but if I'm not directly looking at them, it's pretty difficult. You had Penny the Provider, Ray Bazooka, who was the bitchy character, the bitchy female, and you had the other Lord and Savior of the campaign. Oh no, I'm drawing a blank on his name. No, I can't draw a blank on his name. He was like the coolest character. No, I'm drawing a blank on his name. It was the gay character, except he wasn't gay. He wore the gay shirt, but I don't think he was ever actually identified as gay. He was just too cool for that. He was a fun character, because he actually got to live up to his coolness. I don't remember. I'll come back to him. Then there was 4th Squad, who I want to say was made of Terry Trouble Bubbler, Flataster, the Hat Rat, which was Brainathy, and Old Gold Factory. So yeah, that was an easy one. Was Old Gold Factory in that group? Yeah, no. I actually don't think so. Elaine Quadruplane, I believe, was in that group. Yeah, Old Gold Factory was in the other group with the kid with the paper hat. That's the group that's going to be the hardest for me to remember. I might even remember all the faces unless I see them, because that group never actually got to do anything. Like, all the other groups got to at least do something. Like, the only one that really got to do anything from that group was, no, I don't think they got to do anything. Like, Paper Hat Kid never got to do anything. Olga was explicitly just a character that existed. That was her sole purpose, was just to, like, service as the Goblin token character that never got to do anything, which is unfortunate, because I had no personalities lined up for any of them. I shouldn't say that I had personalities lined up for anyone, but I could have come up with a fun personality for him, I'm sure. I don't remember, but there was the all-females group, which I think was 5, that was made up of Toaster, Ramona Rally Tally, Annabelle Ballbuster, and I forget who the other one was. Oh, so this guy's trying to pass me from the right lane in the left lane. I think I'm going to stick in the left lane, though. I'm still going pretty fast, but this guy just wants to go Sonic fast, which is fine. And I forget who the 4th character was for that. Somebody, I'm sure. Somebody important that I should not be forgetting, but... Oh, right. No, Wendy. How could I forget Wendy? Except it's Wanda. It's Wanda Grump or something like that. Yeah, that was a character. Then you get to Squad 6. And Squad 6 was the other throwaway squad. I think there were 7 in total. I want to say there were 7 in total, but no, I think there were 6. Yeah, there were only 6. And that would make Squad 6, or at least whatever squad they were actually called, I'm just going to call them Squad 6 here, was the the Demon Squad, or at least the really overpowered squad. Suihiro, which was a pun on the name I used in Pokemon Trading Card Game 2, which is, I believe, translated to tree brush fire, or something like that. Something like where it's just like a natural, like, name, like a tree, and then it just gets interrupted by a brush fire. Something stupid. It just gets taken over by Hiho, Suihiro. That character. And I believe his first name and last name are the same thing. It's just his last name is his Japanese name translated. Or at least it adds the brush fire part. So, that was that character. Jaden's character definitely doesn't like him. I still have his pants. I still have Suihiro's pants. Then there is the Time Girl, whose name, Veronica something. The character, Jaden character, I had a crush on, who was, I don't remember. I don't believe it was, yeah, I don't remember. Her character never got to do much either. And then, of course, you have, the Grin Master, who also never got to do anything, which is, again, a shame. Like, that squad also got a little bit underused. Like, Suihiro got plenty of character, and so did Jaden's crush, specifically because Jaden decided to go after the girl with the hat, which is how I reference her. She's Hat Girl. I at least made all the characters recognizable by facial features alone. Like, they're all very different looking characters. Like, there's no character where you just look at them and be like, alright, that's hard to tell. Like, Benny and Sablehand, those two are a little bit close, but other than that, not so much. Yeah. You know, something was actually, like, something I was actually thinking about when I was looking at the campaign in hindsight. My characters, Paula and Ubel, have different hair colors, which is fine. They're twins. They're fraternal, so they're not identical twins. That was pretty much a given. But their different hair colors sort of suggests, at the very least, that genetically, Eleanor Rayjack, the mother, has a particular hair color, because they're both the same race. That's natural, that they're the same race. And I think that I was a gnome? No, not a gnome. What race was I? No, I think I might have been a gnome. I'll have to go back and look, but that means that Eleanor, as a gnome, at least, has a particular hair color, and I would assume it's probably Ubel's, because Ubel's hair color was blonde, so it'd be a little bit weird if she took after, if Eleanor had the same hair color as Paula, because Paula has orange-ish hair, like the actual color orange. You know, hair color is very weird like that. It's just like, oh no, that's red hair. Like, no, it's fucking orange, guys. Get it right. Red hair is when you dye it and it looks red because you use red dye. That is carrot orange. But no, I'm probably getting it wrong because hair color I always just fuck up. Unless it's blue hair, because blue hair is attractive. I don't know why. I don't know. Homer Simpson. But despite the point, I mean, I guess you could say dyeing is a thing, dyeing their hair, but I don't know, they're pretty young. I would assume that they have the same hair color as their parents. That would pretty much mean that, at least as a gnome, our good old Eleanor has blonde hair. Maybe she just has blonde hair naturally. So it's going to be annoying for me to, like, perfectly work in all the characters around each other. It's already proven difficult to sort of flux the timeline without destroying any semblance of continuity, because I'm trying to keep continuity. I'm making nods through my campaigns when I bring back Rayjacks, because if you haven't guessed by now, that is where I have the most fun with Urealms, is creating this hodgepodge family and just working the story around this family. Because I don't know, I just find it really fun to just sort of brainstorm new ways in which to take a scene that was completely nonsensical and non sequitur and try to fit it into a rational story that could actually make sense and is, like, interesting. And one of the ways in which I did that was halfway through campaign 5, I looked at one of my characters and I'm just like, this character could serve a completely different purpose, and Zuber might know what I'm talking about. I'm referring to a character that I mentioned in sort of passing, but near the end of my text wall describing Campaign 12's character. That character got a little bit of retooling. And I thought that back as far as, like, halfway or towards the end of Campaign 5, when a particular scene happened in Campaign 5, I'm like, I could work with this. And so I did. And it sort of changed and retooled since then, but it's kept the same idea of what I wanted to do with the character, which I feel is good. I want to have a fun continuity of story, and that's most of how I have fun through the campaign. Like, the campaigns themselves are funny as shit. Like, actually playing them is funny. Like, the funny moments are definitely what I live for, but, like, outside of that, I want to have a fun, flowing, intriguing, interesting story, because I feel like that's probably the best chance at, I don't know, creating something that would be lasting from this series. Like, there's going to be the lasting jokes of what we create from our characters. Like, Dick Nose is never going away. Fucking... I'm never going to live down Emperor Palpatine. I don't think that's possible. Emperor Palpatine was pretty funny, but completely unintentional as a funny character. Like, that character was never intended to be funny. It turned into a complete laughingstock, which I'm perfectly fine with. I'm very glad he turned into a laughingstock, because it kind of fit his original character. But yeah, the moments like that are going to stick. But I want to make sure I have, like, another story that also sticks, because you never know. Maybe someday down the line, in the future, I'll actually maybe write a book around it. Because I want to write more than one book in my life. I want to be an author on the side that definitely writes a lot. And fantasy novels are something that I identify with and will probably tackle in the future. The book I'm writing, slowly but surely, is sort of fantasy. I don't know how to really... It's like a slice of life post-apocalyptic world that isn't that apocalyptic. I've explained it before. It's the whole idea where the entire United States has been overgrown with indigenous plant life that I'm going to probably assume is from a meteor strike. I haven't really decided exactly what is the cause of the plant life, and I'm going to leave it pretty vague. It's just going to be something like that, like, because that's not the main focus. It's more Mia and Aiden just traveling around the country and their experiences, just touring this new world. Even like a year and a half after the event, things have taken quite radical changes for, like, human life. It's going to be kid-friendly, mostly. I would say it has some adult themes, but it's going to be, like, a family-oriented book. It's not going to include swearing. I'm thinking about including it at, like, 1 or 2 parts. Maybe. That's a hard maybe. Because the ultimate dream I have, and I believe I've explained this before, is if I could ever get this book to become a children's television program, or at least like a family program, that would be it would be amazing. Whether it's animated or not, I'm personally prefer it be animated, but if it was like a live-action show, I guess it'd be okay. I don't know if I'd be down for a movie. Like, it's hard to say now, and again, that's really counting your chickens before they hatch. That is, like, the very definition of doing that, and again, I don't have delusions of grandeur that will ever really come to light. If I can finish the book, that's good enough. But if I was ever to be given the option, I would hope that I would bide my time and try to get a show before I get a movie that identifies, because it's like the first adaptation you get as a physical medium outside of the realm of literature is generally going to be what a lot of people start to associate the written medium with. Like, take Avatar: The Last Airbender, for example. It was associated with the cartoon, and it started to be associated with the written media. Like, it started to get some books. That was cool and everything, but the first physical medium that it separated to outside of its original medium was the movie. And the movie was a hot pile of steaming goat shit. So, I don't want that to happen. I don't want The Hunger Games or Divergent to happen. I don't want Twilight to happen. I don't want that kind of situation. I don't even think Twilight was really a bad movie series, honestly. Like, it's a dumb book series. It's harmless, I guess. Kind of fucks with the vampire mythology, or dichotomy. I don't know what the word for that would be, but it fucks with something. Sparkling vampires, but I digress. It's sort of the idea that I want to have a medium that represents it well. And again, cartoons can fuck with that. Like, an animated show could very well prove just as detrimental, if not worse, than a movie. And I know how expensive it is to animate, but I'm hopeful that the book would not be that difficult of a transition. I'm going to write it as such where it wouldn't be a difficult transition. It's going to be separated, in theory, into 20 chapters. So, like, a 20-episode show would not be outlandish. It's going to have, like, I would say 18 separate stories, because 2 in particular that I'm thinking of would require 2 chapters in order to flesh out fully. And I would want to separate them into chapters, considering how long they would be. But again, that's just really counting chickens before we hatch. I'm still working on the first chapter. It's a process, and I've slowed down quite a bit thanks to school again. But I don't know. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to update on. Really, again, I got into the book talk from Urealms. Anything else to really say? There's always stuff to say. Started watching Batman the Animated Series a little bit. Only the first 2 episodes, and I'm still trying to figure out where the Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin Lady Night thing came from. Like, you know that song? I'm still trying to figure out where that came from. I don't know if I ever mentioned I was looking for it, but that appeared in the first episode of The Simpsons, the first, like, factual episode of The Simpsons. Bart was singing it. And now it appeared in this animated show's episode. Like, how far back does this joke go? I'm still trying to find out. Like, does it go back further than this? Was it in, like, the Adam West Batman? Probably not. Adam West Batman probably wouldn't have made that, because it's a little bit too on the nose. Adam West Batman's like, well, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I think this is probably as far back as it goes, the animated show. But did the animated show come first? Or did The Simpsons come first? I don't know. I think the animated show came first for Batman, which is kind of embarrassing because it looks a lot better than The Simpsons did in the first season. I don't know. I don't know. How far back it goes, I could look it up, but at the same time, I sort of think it's funny just constantly finding new ways to experience the same joke and seeing when the original iteration came in. Because it's such a lame song, but it's funny. It's history. It's the Batman history. That's another tangent I went into. Alright. Other than that, my HP Envy laptop is officially borked. We ripped that apart. We took out the board, like me and my brother ripped it apart, sort of. because the screen basically fucked up, and the computer's already been having enough problems as is. So what I'm going to do, really, is try and see if opening up the blue computer, the blue laptop, the other HP, that I've had since 2012, the very tail end, that has been the brainchild of a lot of Let's Plays until, like, 2014, like, half the way through the year. And I'm going to try and throw some RAM in there and make it a glorified writing laptop. It already is at this point. Like, I can write with it well enough. It's just that's all I can do with it. Which I guess is how it should be. I have this iPad here in my lap that has basically overtaken my phone because my phone's having its own plethora of problems. Like, I don't know. Just maybe I don't take good care of my electronics or something. I feel like I do because my video game electronics last for forever, with some very rare exceptions. Like, some of the games definitely got scratched through some misuse. Like, Simpsons Hit and Run got scratched. Custom Robo on the GameCube got scratched. Enough to both don't work. It's mostly the GameCube library, because we had a sizable library for the GameCube, and the discs were small. They scratched a little bit. Through years of bringing them back and forth between Aunt's house, through years of leaving them on the floor instead of putting them back in the cases, which I'm doing now. I'm very anal now about the cases. But that's essentially everything I wanted to update on, I believe. I know it's pretty non sequitur as usual, but hey, that's what happens when you drive. I'm focusing on driving, making random comments here and there, and that's how it is. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be driving the rest of the way to school, going into class, and I'm going to be watching the Oedipus myth, or not Oedipus, Eurydice and I hate how Oedipus and Orpheus have, like, such similar names. They, like, rhyme. Orpheus had... No, I guess they don't rhyme. Well, whatever. I'm going to be seeing Orpheus and Eurydice. I don't know whose variant it is. There's the original one by Ovid, which I've read. There's the one by Ennui. And if you want to know how to spell Ennui, it's A-N-O-U-I-L-H. Thank you, France, but I've seen the Ennui version. And now I'm going to be seeing some other version. I think it's like Zetter or something. I don't fucking remember that. Final thoughts, I guess, from me, since I always ask it of everyone else. Speaking of Ennui, go read Ennui's version of the Oedipus myth. If you've never heard of the Oedipus myth, it's the one about the guy who kills his father, marries his mother, and stabs out his eyeballs. It's fun stuff. So go read the sequel by Ennui. Well, you could read Oedipus through Ennui as well, but I would actually recommend Antigone. And if you know any SJW friends of yours that you want to not be SJWs anymore, I would highly recommend Antigone through Ennui, because it's just a story that I feel has a moral that should go to every single SJW that's ever existed. That's like the annoying SJWs. Like, if you're a social justice warrior that's, I don't know, friendly, I don't know, it's a hard word, because it's like, social justice warrior is not necessarily a derogative thing. It's become derogative. This guy's running off the road in front of me. Looks like it's time to focus. You know, let's not get into social justice talk. I'm just going to end it off here. And we will see you guys, or I will see you guys, for whatever comes up next. Later, y'all.